Hello guys, welcome back. This is Rightway Gaming and today we are bringing you another Destiny 2 video, and today it is all about the Season of the Drifter Vidoc. Obviously Destiny 2 has been pretty quiet recently, not much to do. We've had Iron Banner and we've had Crimson Days, but today is the day that we found out exactly what to expect with Season of the Drifter. So I'm just going to quickly give you a quick overview of everything in it and my opinion on it, and then yeah, we'll see next week what it actually brings and how we enjoy it. I'll be covering everything that I can on it the minute it's released, guys. So, you know, back to Destiny as it is next week. So, let's jump into it. So, first up, the video starts by talking about how we're going to get to visit the Drifter's ship. We're going to get to go inside, and it's not going to be what we expect, is basically what they say. They don't really mention much more on his ship, other than that we do get to go in it, and there is an entrance to another place in it inside, which I'll talk about later. It also shows this armor with a glow, which again I'll get into later because they do cover that. They then go into the new bounty system that they put in place to allow players to power level through to 640 so they can play the new content if they have the annual pass. They're called power surge bounties, and you can get them from the Drifter, I think, where basically you complete the bounty, you go back to the Drifter, and they reward you with higher powered gear so you can power up quicker. They then go into how the Drifter is secretly working with the Nine, and it could either prove to be devastating or helpful to us. They didn't really give much away there. That's a bit of a strange one to look into for those lore guys. They then talk about Gambit Prime. Now, what is Gambit Prime? Gambit Prime is, well, it's basically Gambit, but it has got an added tier to it, let's say. The games will be quicker, they've said. There'll be mechanics in place that make you work more together as a team. But on top of that, you're going to be designated roles as a team. So how it's pretty much is it now, but apart from the roles you're given, you'll have to be more precise with. Because the armor pieces that you get for Gambit Prime will actually give you perks to allow you to do your job better. So those 4 roles are Reaper for killing ads, Collector for collecting the motes, Sentry to kill the Taken and defend the bank, and then the Invader to go and kill the other team and steal motes. They then move on to talk about the Reckoning, which is apparently an endgame Pinnacle PvE activity, which seems like a horde mode. I don't want to say it is, but it seems like that. Where in the first week we'll get access to tier 1, the second week we'll get access to tier 2, and the third week we'll get access to tier 3. And the further you go into the tiers, apparently, the more chaotic it gets, the more ads that come at you, and the more rewarding loot you get, is basically the way they've explained it. Now, we've had a lot of horde modes before from Bungie, and I know they've let us down with it, but this looks slightly different, and I'm not too sure on how it's going to work, but apparently this is how you're going to get the gear for Gambit Prime with the perks. Now, each of the coloured armour for Gambit Prime indicates the role you are. So red is the Invader, yellow is the Sentry, green is the Reaper, and white is the Collector. Depending on the amount of pieces you have, depends on the amount of perks you have active for that role. So you do want to try and grind for them all by the sounds of the way things are going to work. But it doesn't seem like it's going to be possible to get all the armour in the first week. Then on to what everyone's probably quite excited for, the new Pinnacle Weapons, guys. So Crucible is getting a new SMG, which gets an increased damage with any kills are done with another weapon before you use that. There's then a Sniper for the Vanguard, which gets increased damage to Firefly for precision shots done before Firefly activates. And then we're getting a new Gambit weapon, which is a machine gun, which increases the damage done for every kill before it is stored away or reloaded. Now, none of these really seem overpowering or too powerful, so I can't really give my opinion on them because I'm not really that excited for them. They're just another grind that I may or may not do. You know, in the end, we'll see. Then, as part of the Pinnacle Weapons, Thorne does return. It seems like it's going to be part of a Vanguard/Drifter questline, where you might have to choose sides. They didn't say that, but it's on the roadmap, it's on the same box, so that says to me that they've got something to do with each other. Then, this one's a strange one. We actually end up seeing Luke Smith. I thought that guy had disappeared off the earth. Like, just non-existent, not to be seen, not to be known. But he pops up in the video, and he actually has something to say. And what he says is actually quite interesting. I don't know how many people notice this, but he says that the team is upstairs working on Season of Affluence. Did he just tell us what the next season is going to be called? Even though we thought it was going to be called Penumbra, and it's clearly not. It's going to be called Season of Affluence, apparently. So, don't know how many of you noticed that, but I did, and I thought I'd point it out. Then, at the end of it, they go into talking about the roadmap being updated, and if you scroll down onto This Week at Bungie, well, I don't even think it is that, I think it's just a Vidoc page, but if you scroll down, the roadmap is there, and it has been updated, and the things that I noticed were, there's a new event called Arc Week, a new event called the Revelry, the Xur bounties have now been changed to Invitations of the Nine, which apparently are bounties that we get for the Nine, which when you complete, you get another quest to almost go and visit the area of the Nine and investigate the Nine. So that, again, could be quite interesting and something to do. Obviously, we've got Returning Iron Banner. They've confirmed at the end of the Season of Affluence we will have Heroes of Solstice event again. Now, does that say to me that that's the end of D2? Possibly. It could be that that's meaning that D3 will be coming out next year, like a lot of people are thinking, because as we all know, Heroes of Solstice is the end of a content year. But it could mean the start of the next content year for D2. We don't know. We'll have to wait and see. And there's a few other things that I suggest you go and check out, guys. There's stuff I didn't really want to cover because it's stuff we've already really seen. I've covered everything I could think of, but you know what, guys? It looks like it could be another good few months of content for Destiny. And with Anthem being out and Apex Legends being out, I'm definitely going to be a busy player. So, guys, I hope you've enjoyed watching. I hope you found this video useful. And as always, don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button. Catch you next time.